I was just about to ask Luke 1 why he's got a picture of me on his bedside table.
I'm not sure why, to be fair. I think I got some photos printed from the baby shower, and right there at the back of the pile of photos was one that you and I took together. It's quite a nice photo, actually. Both smiling, looking at the camera, smouldering. So I thought, what a photo that is. And my wife said to me, well, I don't really want that photo. I think it must have been pure jealousy or something. So I said, fine, I'll take it. Put it on my bedside table, and it looks really good under the red LED lamp that we have on at night.
Nice. Okay, so that one just seemed to find its way to the bedside table.
But no, it's right underneath my bedside light, which is an LED light, so I can change the mood lighting based on how I feel about you for the day.
Nice, yeah, I like it. So you might wake up one day and you think, I had a bad dream about Luke's hen, because obviously you dream about me.
Obviously.
And you could change it to purple.
Yeah, well, it's currently red, which some people say is anger, but some people say is love. So I'll let the listeners work out which one I've gone for.
Yeah, I like it. And we're starting a new thing today, aren't we? We keep saying we're starting season 3, and then we keep actually not starting season 3. I think there's been a few. By the time this one goes out, there'll probably have been like 5 episodes where we say we're now in season 3. I'd like to think that, well, we said for season 3 that we were gonna be more prepared, didn't we? More professional.
More professional, yeah. We did. And how are we going to do that? Because that's easier said than done, I think.
Well, we're going to start by cutting down the ramble. That's what we're going to do. So we've put a timer on, which is 7 minutes. And when that 7 minutes is up, the ramble's over. 7 minutes in heaven, you could call it.
Well, it says the recording's been going for 14 minutes already, so we over time.
No, we've still got a few minutes. Is the bulletin included in the ramble?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I better start because I've got 2 things. Our mate Nick, we had an email from Nick R. Make sure I say the name there. I don't want to say his full name. I purposely left a gap in between the name and the first letter of his surname there. He emailed us about Daniel Doe, and we emailed back to him, or we actually we answered his question live on a podcast, to which he has replied. He has said, "Hi Luke, I still hope you are well, despite your hurtful and mocking tones on the pod. One day I hope you know what it feels like to be openly mocked by 2 of your heroes."
That's brilliant.
This is because he basically emailed us and said, "My exams are next week. Can you tell me, the practice test you mentioned, can you tell me where they are?" And we didn't tell him in time. He said, "I found the test."
2 months later, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He said, "I found the test with about 3 days to spare and got 86 and 78%, so happy days."
Oh, congratulations. Yeah, I mean, we have actually, off the back of that, contacted Danny Doe, and we're cooking up something special in the background, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, agreed. That was a smooth little teaser there. Nice. Nick does give us an idea for a future podcast, so maybe we'll come back to his email in the future. If you want to get in touch with us, what's the email address, Mr. Luke 1?
It is 2lukes1sip@gmail.com. That's 2lukes1sip CIP@gmail.com. If you don't know how to spell SIP the procurement way, then you're probably on the wrong podcast. You can also get in touch with us on Instagram. So our Instagram handle is underscore let's underscore talk underscore procurement. Is that right?
I think it's let's underscore talk underscore procurement, but you'd probably get the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me there.
And yeah, we're almost running out of our 7 minutes. So did you have anything for the bulletin?
Well, I just wanted to very, very quickly wish you a happy birthday, my friend. So I know you celebrated a big milestone birthday. You turned 12 just recently. So yeah, happy birthday. Hope you had a lovely day celebrating, and I'm sure the listeners will wish you a happy birthday as well, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. There's a special time once a year. Birthday comes around, so you gotta make the most of it, haven't you? You got to, it's Luke 10 Day. If anyone listening knows my birthday, then they'll know that it's a special day.
It's a very special day. Yeah, just very happy for you, mate. I'm pleased you got through the year. You've made some good progress in your personal and professional life. So yeah, good all round. Well done.
Yeah, just can't wait for my balls to drop. Why do we say this though? It goes out into the internet. Why do we say this?
But nobody made you say that.
I know, this is the thing. I just said that completely off my own back.
I think when people, I do think on a serious note, when people are looking for procurement material, they also want to know about the listeners' balls dropping. It kind of goes hand in hand. So you only get that with us. So stay tuned. Let's dive into today's episode.
So now we're in the main body of the episode. It's sort of a partial bulletin as well. I know we just did the bulletin, but this is related to the content, so I thought I'd save it until now. I saw a LinkedIn post recently. It was someone complaining about the what we call the corporate award route to get MCIPS. So that's the assignment route for the non-technical language or the non-CIPS language. The assignment route is called the corporate award route. I think that's because it's only offered to companies. It's not, if you're an individual without a company, I don't think you can do the assignment route in the same way that you can do CIPS exams. So the guy that was saying it was a little bit biased because he runs a CIPS study school that helps train people for the exams, and he was saying that the corporate award route isn't a legitimate route to get MCIPS. Obviously that scared me a little bit, having invested quite a lot of time and effort so far. So I emailed my project tutor type person, and she said, I said to her, I read online, brackets, which of course may be false, close brackets, that the corporate award as a way of achieving MCIPS isn't recognised by Ofqual, which is the awarding body accreditator in the UK. Is that a word, accreditator? No, accreditor.
Accreditor.
I said, would you be able to confirm that this isn't the case and that the way of achieving MCIPS gives us the same qualification as exams, please? And she said, you're right, Ofqual will only accept one qualification with the same or similar learning outcomes on the qualification framework. Corporate award is mapped 100% to the CIPS qualification to enable it to be accredited by CIPS. Therefore, we cannot put it on the QCF as it has the same learning outcomes. However, CIPS is an awarding body in its own right and therefore can regulate the corporate award and does so with rigour as CIPS is regulated as an awarding body by Ofqual. The two qualifications lead to the same membership status, diploma or full membership MCIPS status. So the diploma is if you're doing the practitioner and the MCIPS is if you're doing the advanced practitioner. So hope that clears everything up.
That kind of confused me a little bit, but
basically it is
the same.
It is MCIPS. You get MCIPS from either, and they're both They're both
Good.
accredited.
But to be honest, I had no reason to doubt that. I'd ignore the haters. If you want to take the easy route, do it. I don't blame you.
He hates it. He does hate this. But I'm about to show you that it's not necessarily the easy route. Probably easier overall, but it's not as easy as this guy likes to make out. So, what we're going to talk about today is how I'm getting on with my corporate award, advanced practitioner level. Where, as a recap to where I am, I've currently submitted 4 assignments for 5 modules. The first 3 were 3,000. The first 3 modules were 3 separate reports, all 3,000 words. Modules 4 and 5 were combined in a 6,000 word report. And now I'm on to my 6th module, 5th assignment, which is the last one that I've got to do. So, just to recap again, this one is about project and program change management. There's not a question set in the same way as there are for other exams. It doesn't say, this is your task and this is the things you have to write about. You have to come up with your own sort of title, I suppose, your own project proposal.
Like a dissertation style.
Exactly, yeah. So it's 10,000 words long, which I believe is less than dissertation, right? Most are longer. You tell me. I don't know.
No, shorter. I think that's shorter, but not by a long shot. I think they're normally
okay. Yeah. And what I had to do for that, if I can find the notes that I prepared earlier. So I had to come up with a project proposal, as I said, which kind of has to be based around obviously based around procurement. There needs to be essential kind of focus, and that should be kind of reflected in the CIPS learning that you've done up to this point. You need to come up with some aims for the project. You need to do some sort of research into it in terms of like, are you gonna look at secondary data from online, or are you gonna look at primary data and do interviews or surveys and things like that? And it needs to be viable within your company, which I'll come on to a bit later on. So CIPS provide a sample project, of which the title is Improving Contract Management within the Facilities Management category at Joe Bloggs Group. So you can see there that it's about changing something. It's about project and program change management, and it's also about contract management, which is part of the procurement cycle. And you also got to relate it back to your company. As with all the assignments, you've got to relate it back to how things work in your company. So what my shall I do what my one is first, or shall I say about the viability?
I think the last episode we had was discussing what potential topic options, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's. I guess what is the viability metrics? Just briefly, because we did discuss that in the last episode. But if you can just recap for any new listeners or those of us with short-term memory.
Yeah. So the viability asks 9 questions. 9's the magic number. The questions are: is it a significant business opportunity? Are there clear outcomes and benefits? Is it within your control? Does it conflict with the strategy? Is it realistic in scope and ambition? Does it enhance procurement credibility? Is it a significant challenge? Is it fresh? Fresh experience? Does it give you a fresh experience? Sorry. And does it give a clear success measure, and is ownership clear?
Okay. Kind of makes sense, but probably easier to write and easier to say than actually do in reality,
Yeah,
depending on your
yeah.
company size and shape and what's actually going on.
I think they asked these questions, and they ask they ask for a line manager to sign it off, basically. They asked for your line manager to say, I approve that these things are right. And I think that's because the whole kind of purpose of the corporate award is to make you a better procurement professional in relation to your organisation. Everything it asks you to do is like apply this back to your company, or say how this works in your company, or even if this doesn't work in your company, how could it be improved?
Yeah.
And you probably remember that for my last assignment that I submitted was partially about category management, and my sort of outcome on that was, this is what category management is, but it doesn't work, or it wouldn't work for my company, and that's why my company is not structured in that way.
Okay, see where this is potentially going.
So my project proposal that I had to submit to CIPS and also get approved by CIPS as well, it's quite a long title, so bear with. Have I told you what it is yet? I don't think I have told you what it is. So it's enhancing stakeholder engagement through procurement efficiency, process automation, and behavioural insights within my company.
Okay.
So there's the main thing. It's generally about enhancing stakeholder engagement.
Yeah.
And then the three sort of threads that I'm going to try and use to do that is procurement efficiency, process automation, and behavioural insights, which is like basically behavioural psychology
Of the procurement team?
of the stakeholders.
Or stakeholders?
Well, potentially both, but I was thinking about it from the perspective of like, how can we frame things in a different way to make stakeholders engage more with us in procurement.
Okay, I like that. There's definitely challenges with that, so
Yeah. I think it might be, my initial thoughts on it are that it could be too broad. There's quite a lot of things to write about. As in, behavioural psychology is a massive topic. Procurement efficiency is a pretty big topic. Obviously, process automation and AI is becoming a massive thing as well. I'm potentially worried that I will have too much to write about, and I will end up not going into enough detail and not being specific enough.
Okay.
That's me having literally not wrote a single word of the assignment so far.
Not surprised. It's probably due tomorrow as well.
So this is the other hard thing about it, is that it's due. Well, so I had to submit this proposal document in June, end of June, and I got it back a couple of weeks later from CIPS, and it's not due until the final deadline's in December, mid-December. So it's kind of like, it's really hard to motivate yourself to do anything on it, because it's just like, I've got 1 month to do it.
But it's a lot of words, mate. It's a lot of words.
Well, yeah, and the good thing is that we have to book on to regular one-to-one sessions with a project tutor. This lady called Sandra, she's an expert on these assignments, and she has kind of meetings with everyone to go through their topics. So I had one in early August, I think, and I've got one next week, which will be mid-September. I don't know if, yeah. There's a few things like, so we call, they're called, the August one's called P1, September one is called P2, and then the next one's called P3. I don't know when that is, but we agree that this is P1, when I see you at P2, this is what you will have done. Like, for example, I have got to start my secondary secondary research. So look through spend data and company policies, things like that. I've got to have started my stakeholder mapping. I've got to have done sort of a skeleton outline of how I want to structure it, those type of things, by the time I come back to her next week.
Okay, so yeah, that's good. She's setting the bar. Do you think we can get her on an episode?
Potentially. Yeah, maybe I can ask. You can always ask, can't you, and see what they do. So to go back to the project proposal, I want your as a MCIPS man, I want your thoughts on where I can go with this, or just I guess your general thoughts. So my sort of aim of the project is to use procurement efficiency, process automation, and behavioural insights as a means to improve stakeholder relationships and therefore the engagement that we're getting as a procurement team, right?
Yep. So communication is obviously going to be a big thing. Are you planning on combining some of those, so using AI to improve communications or whatever?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I think there's going to be quite a bit of overlap between process automation and procurement efficiency.
Yeah, because that's your solution, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, probably one of them.
Yeah, one of them helps the other one out. So kind of, yeah. It's going to be interesting because it will be specific to your organisation and the challenges you've got with stakeholders as well. So I'd probably say you need to be mindful and calling out what those particular issues are, because to say, it's quite easy to say, yes, we've got stakeholder management problems, but every company's got stakeholder management problems. But what are the real stakeholders? Is it finance? Is it legal?
Yeah. So what I've sort of defined so far as the problem is if there's bad stakeholder engagement or no stakeholder engagement, as in from the stakeholders don't engage with us in time.
Yeah.
When we become involved late, we're reactive and we potentially delay the process. Whereas if we'd been involved earlier, we could have contributed and added value, right? So some sort of value leakage from being involved late.
So I don't know if I like the word leakage, but yeah. So is it always late involvement that you see as the main issue with stakeholders?
Potentially, yeah. That'll be the biggest thing. Yeah, the biggest thing will be being involved late.
One of the things that always, I think, is the behavioural insights is understanding with stakeholders. So, for example, we touched on a couple of departments like a second ago, but finance, you never talk to your finance colleague during month end. It's just a golden rule. Obviously, month end happens every month, and that's their busy period where they've got to focus on the work that's core to them and kind of what they do. So if you know that, how can you factor that into the way that you manage their approvals and their guidance? The other thing we said was legal, and I've not met a company yet that doesn't have lots of work for lawyers and not enough lawyers to do the work. So how can we use our knowledge, our time, our skill sets, our systems to basically put things on a plate for legal and improve how quickly they can turn things around? Because quite often we jump at other people and say, look, it's the business not getting out to us quick enough. But equally, are we giving other people the right information or the proper correct stuff? So just my 2 pence worth there, mate.
Nice. You're worth more than 2 pence, mate. I'll tell you that first of all.
Thank you.
So I think what I've got to do now, and this is only going to be a short episode, but what I've got to do now is just basically pick up a few of the things that I've got to do for P2. And I think what I'm going to struggle with is how I'm going to structure it, because I'm one of the people that I need to see I need to sort of see how it works
Yeah.
before I understand. Yeah, I need to see how it works before I understand how it works. So trying to understand how it's going to be structured before I've even written it is going to be different. But again, that's going to help me with writing it, isn't it? So maybe I should look at it in a more positive way.
Yeah. Maybe just start writing down what you think of the subject headings or the titles, and then go from there.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about this one is, well, I say that now, I probably won't be saying it in a couple of months' time, but I've sort of picked things that I'm relatively interested in. That's how I kind of came up with it. I wanted to do something on stakeholder engagement because that's, that's obviously a massive topic in procurement, and it's something I find relatively interesting.
Yeah, relatively so. What that says is you don't find it that interesting, but on the grand scheme of procurement stuff, it's up there.
Yeah, like if you'd have told me I had to write about contract management, or I know Caitlin, who we had on a previous episode, she did the corporate award as well. She wrote about category management. She wrote about the implementation of category management, I think. I mean, the episode with her was quite interesting, but I don't think I'd want to read that whole 10,000 word report from her. Sorry, Caitlin.
I'd just stick to the conversation. I think the conversation was fine, but yeah, I wouldn't really read that, to be honest. Probably wouldn't even open it.
Did you read the title and go, nah, you're all right?
Yeah, you're all right, mate.
Maybe that's what I should have. Maybe that's how she got a good mark, is she just like wrote a really boring title and the assessor opened it and went, yeah, let's just give this one a pass. Maybe she brings something that I've not yet seen from you. Go on.
Passion. She's full of passion, Caitlin is, and that really resonates with the way she talks.
Yeah. And she's very driven.
Exactly, and this, you could take a leaf out of her book, really.
Yeah, didn't we say this in the last episode, or in an episode with her? It was like, be more like Caitlin or something. I was trying to talk about these are things that I'm relatively interested in: stakeholder engagement, efficiency, automation, and behavioural science, psychology type stuff. So that's kind of how I came up with it. I thought, if I'm going to write 10k words about something, I'll try and make it something that there's a lot of content out there to write about or to use to write, and also make it something that I don't mind looking into.
Also, it's a relatively hot topic, I think, some of those, so your company is more likely to buy into the fact that you're doing that and kind of consent to you doing a project.
Yeah,
right.
In theory, you're meant to actually implement this as a project, but in reality, like on paper, you'd say, if I was to implement this, then I would do X, Y, Z. But in reality, if there was absolutely no changes that happened as a result of it, you wouldn't fail. But I think the idea is that you create this, show it to your bosses, and then they go, oh, actually, that's a really good idea. Let's start. I think someone in my cohort is doing something about changing their company fleet cars from petrol to electric. And how that would, and you can see the bosses looking at that and going, yeah, actually, they've done the research, they've done the maths, they've done the cost analysis or whatever they need to do. Let's go and do it.
Yeah, or they'll go, but electric cars are shite. I love my little petrol car that I get from the company, so not doing anything. But yeah, no, I get that. That's quite easy to relate to, isn't it? I mean, do you think your management will buy into the work you're doing? I suppose they probably have, haven't they? Because they've signed it off. But
yeah, it's been signed off. I don't know. I guess it depends on what my kind of summary is, right, and how I present it as to whether it will be, implemented. But yeah, I suppose it's not a formal implementation, is it? Nothing there is. It's not like a switch. If you think about the types of change, There's a model
Yeah.
for you. Balogun's types of change. It's not just like a big, we're switching from one thing to another. It's sort of like we should start doing these types of things, which will hopefully result in a slow, gradual change to this type of behaviour.
Yeah. Well, if only you knew a behavioural psychologist who could potentially give you some advice.
I did listen to the John T app the other day. The John T Psychology and Procurement episode, which I believe is Series 2, Episode 5, if anyone wants to watch that or listen to that.
No way you know that off by heart. That's so sad, but I love it.
I listened to it 2 days ago. I asked Copilot to do a summary of it, and it came up with, in Season 2, Episode 5, the Luke's talk to John T, a behavioural psychologist. So, we are known. We're known by Copilot.
I was impressed with that. Yeah, we're big leagues. We're big leagues if Copilot knows us.
And if you want to make us any bigger, make our heads inflated and ego inflated, then we'd appreciate if you could drop us a 5-star review on the platform of your listening. That would really help us out. And also what would help us out and give us some motivation is to email us at our email address, 2lukes1sip@gmail.com. That's the number 2, Luke's plural, the number 1, CIP@gmail.com. We also have a text us function, which is in the description of every episode. So slide into our DMs from there, and if your comment's good enough, it could be featured on our website, which is
www.letstalkprocurement.co.uk. And yes, it's .co.uk because I'm cheap and I didn't want to pay for .com.
nice.
See you later.
See you later. Do we have to fade the talk out now as we're back in the pub? Oh, I'll go up to the bar for another round. What are you having?
Yeah. Cup of tea, please.
Yeah, considering it is like 10 a.m.
The pub's not even open yet, but yeah, I'll have a cup of tea.
Cheers. Maybe we should do cheers instead of see you later.
Yeah, I like that. What pub are we in today? That's what we should do.
17 octopuses.
You were thinking of the same pub I was then, and then you came up with something along the lines of it. I was thinking of the 3 Welsh birds.
How many limbs do they have though?
Oh, don't start that
The
again.
wings count as a limb?